What's up, dripping with darkness, desperately deposed, direly dreadful Dexterites? Tonight's the night, and it'll happen again and again, but not until season 2 of Dexter Resurrection after tonight, sadly, because this is the finale that we will be discussing. I'm your host, Spencer, joined by Nick Henderson from the Dexter Daily and the 4-Player Podcast. All his links are down in the description. Go check out his podcast where he talks about video games with his friends. And he also writes articles for the Dexter Daily, doing recaps of every episode and other fun articles with theories and things like that. Links to our socials are also in the description for the Fantasy Files. That includes Twitter, Discord, Patreon, where you can see our usual episodes live before anybody on YouTube gets to see them. We also now have a SpeakPipe where you can leave us voice messages of anything you want, and we will respond to them on the podcast. So go check that out. Leave us a message. Drop us a comment or whatever on Twitter or X or whatever you call it. And before we go on, be forewarned, because there are spoilers for episode 10, the finale of Dexter Resurrection season 1. Nick Henderson, how the hell are you?
Honestly, I'm sick.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm dandy. I'm ready to talk about Dexter. I also apologize if you hear me clearing my throat.
You're good.
I'll try to mute my mic if I have to cough or something.
Okay.
I wouldn't miss it. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a momentous occasion. It's not every week that you get the finale for Dexter, and frankly, this has happened 3 times, so who knows? It could happen 11 more times. I don't know.
You never know. Speaking of which, my just quick plug, I suppose, because the timing on this is pretty good. My official review for episode 10 is on dexterdaily.com as of like an hour ago or
sweet
2 hours ago. So it's out there.
Yeah, go check that out, guys. I love the Dexter Daily and the articles that Nick and John put up there. They're always really fun. Actually, an article you guys posted recently will probably come up this episode. At least you may bring up multiple of them, but I have one in mind that I'll bring up a little later. Here we are. It is the season finale for Dexter Resurrection. Not the series finale.
Okay, let's not jinx anything.
I know, yeah.
Nothing is set in stone yet.
I know.
There's no reason to be overtly negative other than the cancellation of Original Sin, but it has people on edge. Understandably, it has people on edge. Myself included. I'm on edge. I will be on edge. I will literally be on edge. Even if they announce tomorrow that season 2 is happening, I will be on edge until I see a blurry behind the scenes photo of cameras and an actor that I can't recognize from like 100 yards away. Like that's right. That's when I'll feel okay about everything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to be tough. I mean, I guess the distinction between Original Sin and if this were to get, like, if there was to be publicly we've been renewed for season 2, Original Sin was not publicly announced as renewed by the official showrunners or by Paramount or whatever.
Anybody who's out there like keeping tabs on it and waiting to like for the good news, don't accept the good news until you literally see Paramount and Showtime saying it. Like I still remember like the first time I saw the renewal of Original Sin, it was a Deadline article.
Yeah.
And I got so excited, and I never realized until the cancellation that like we never saw a single post from Paramount and Showtime confirming the renewal. So only accept like from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Right.
But I have a feeling they're not blind to the situation. I have a feeling if they're going to renew it, they're going to jump on it one way or the other to clarify the position. You know what I mean? Like if somebody reports too early that it's renewed and it's not renewed, I have a feeling they'll comment on it.
Right.
But hopefully it doesn't come to that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I think, obviously this season did incredible numbers for Showtime, just like ridiculous. Like I think it was probably up there with like Breaking Bad and like stuff like that. Like
you also got to remember it's because there's a lot of people out there bringing up the Breaking Bad comparison, and it is apples and oranges a bit because Breaking Bad was an AMC show when it was airing. It was like airing on cable television at the same time. Like, and we live in the world of streaming, and there's just so many different variables to take into account. So like, obviously two very popular shows, but like comparing one to the other directly isn't always going to give you a clear picture. Like you could probably look at numbers for Breaking Bad and be like, holy shit, how did Dexter ever get renewed? Because like the numbers are astronomical in comparison. I'm not saying they are because I don't know what they are, but I'm saying you could look at them and be very confused as to how Dexter survived, 11 seasons.
Sure.
And so
how did it go on for so long?
Well, it went on for 8, and then it came back for 1, and then 2, and now 3.
Right.
But third time's the fucking charm. And it's funny. There's I mentioned this in my review, but like there's a line in this episode where Leon Prater says, you got to remember the rule of 3s. And I was like, that's funny. Dexter Resurrection is the third reboot, so to speak. Third spinoff of Dexter. I was like, I know that's obviously not what they were going for, but I was just like, it's funny. It's
well, there was a couple little nods to the camera, which I thought were interesting that we'll get to. But Teddy here says Dexter never took itself as seriously as Breaking Bad also. And I would say that's maybe true to some extent.
I think it comes down to, it's a stylistic choice. It's two different creators working with two different properties and two different, like the variables are all completely different. So it's not surprising that, and honestly, like that first season of Breaking Bad is maybe noticeably not as serious as some of the later things. I think it was season 3 where that, or actually
probably maybe like season 2 things started to get pretty dark.
Probably right around the time Kristen Ritter died. So like, Breaking Bad's started to like realize what worked well with audiences, and that Dexter did kind of the same thing. That's why there's so many like kind of like lighthearted contrivances throughout Dexter, and like, so there's some things that are just straight up like parodies of real life, and it's just kind of like intermixed with like this very real, dark, twisted material, and that's the thing what makes it work. But like, if this show came out and it was like, and Dexter was a serial killer, and it was like Mindhunter levels of dark, and it was just like, which by the way, if you haven't watched Mindhunter,
I need to watch Mindhunter. My god,
if it was Dexter in that level of darkness, the show would have never made it past season 1, because people would have felt gross, and they would have tuned out. So
that's true. Teddy also says, I want Spencer's reaction to my thoughts because I know he's a huge Jonahite. And I saw these. We will talk about them, Teddy. I'm going to save that for a little bit later, because that's kind of the big reveal, right?
Is it though? I feel like the point is it's not a big reveal.
Well, that's my point. That is my point.
Which honestly, I don't know. You'd have to ask like Clyde Phillips or whatever, like what the strategy was there. But I feel like that was an intentional choice. They got the buzz, they got people talking.
I think that while they were writing, while they were filming, they did not realize how big of a theory crafting piece the Ripper was going to be. And the Ripper was just kind of always an afterthought. I don't think it was ever.
Sometimes you just gotta roll with what like nobody knew the Ripper even existed until they mentioned it in the first second episode. I don't remember which episode. Second. And people just kind of latched onto it, and I feel like they were probably watching from the shadows, like, oh shit. I mean, but like maybe they do have bigger plans for it, but like I don't think that was ever the intention for this first season. And I think that's okay, but we'll talk about it.
Teddy says, here's the big difference. Dexter always maintained its anti-hero vigilante thing. Walter, by season like 3 or 4, was a straight up villain protagonist. I would agree, and I think they tried to make Dexter Walter White in New Blood. Like they tried to make him a straight up villain. Um, and I know you and I both enjoyed it, but I think the audience at large was kind of like, no, Dexter's always like kind of the good guy.
I don't know if they tried to make him a villain, but I think they tried to really emphasize just kind of how tragic of a character he actually is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they tried to, I don't think he was ever intended to become a straight up villain, but he is a villainous character. He is doing very bad things, and he's doing them very selfishly, and that has always been the case. I will argue that till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
But like New Blood was like, we have to lean into that. We're going to give him an ending. We're going to bring back Harrison. We're going to like really highlight kind of the damage that this man has done.
Yeah.
Of which he has done. But Resurrection has embraced this idea that like he did do damage, but there is redemption. Sort of. You know what I mean? Like there is some redemption to be found. And I think that's great. I honestly was very worried they weren't going to be able to pull it off. I was a skeptic. I was like, I am excited for Resurrection, but like, I have a feeling I was worried they were going to just like completely shit all over the ending of New Blood, and it was going to ruin it for me. And they didn't. I think they did it very creatively.
I think they did it very safely. And going back to the idea of like cancellation and everything, when I loved the final scene in this episode. I really did. But when it got to the end of it, I was like, that was a very safe Dexter ending. Like it didn't do anything crazy. It didn't do anything cliffhangery. And I think that's because they're like, we're hoping we get renewed.
Like if this ended up being the real series finale, it would be disappointing, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Sure.
It kind of feels like Dexter riding off into the sunset in a sense. Now I don't think he deserves to ride off into the sunset, but so in that sense I'll be disappointed, but at least it doesn't leave me feeling gutted.
Right.
But like sometimes I want to feel gutted, but like this episode is I tried to articulate this in my review, and I don't know how good a job I did because it's kind of hard to describe. In some ways, it's an incredibly safe episode.
Yeah.
In other ways, it's experimenting with things that I've never seen them do on Dexter. Like half the episode is like a fucking like Mission Impossible espionage like type.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
Spy games kind of thing, which is cool. Like I love to see them experiment with that shit. But I think the most interesting thing about this episode is that there are so many parallels to the New Blood finale. It's got to be intentional. I mean, obviously it's intentional, but like he's presented with literally almost the same set of choices, the same set of wildly different circumstances.
Sure, yeah.
But like he ultimately ends up being faced with a lot of the same choices he ends up with in the New Blood finale, and he ends up making completely different decisions. Arguably because of what he experienced in the New Blood finale.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a really clever way to like address the elephant in the room safely. Like it almost, in a lot of ways, this episode to me feels a little bit like a do-over.
Yeah, right.
Not like a literal do-over, but like, they're like, we know the problems you had.
Yeah.
And we're not overwriting those, but we're like, the circumstances have now changed. So if we presented him with those similar set of circumstances, he would do it differently.
Right.
Like right down to like in this episode, he calls Harrison, and Harrison is like, why are you calling me from Batista's phone?
Right.
Last time you called me from a cop's phone, he was dead.
Yeah.
And like the circumstances are totally different.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't kill him. Yeah.
He didn't kill Batista. In fact, he tried to save him, even though that meant it was at great personal risk to his own freedom, potentially.
Yeah.
He risked everything to like cut Batista free, even though it didn't ultimately end up working. Like that was a polar opposite decision from the finale.
Right.
And then like the whole pointing at his chest, he's like, take me.
Yeah.
Instead of having Harrison do it,
yeah,
he's not giving Harrison this like huge burden to shoulder for the rest of his life. He's like, I'm doing this. This is an actual selfless act. Take me, don't take my son.
Right.
And I was like, there's just so many little things. And then at the very end, it's like it feels very much like a nod to like Dexter of old, where he like breaks the
Yeah.
fourth wall
Yep.
and talks directly to the audience. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's smart. It's smart. It's
Yeah.
nostalgic. They have some fun creatively with the episode.
Yeah.
But it's also very like formulaic in certain ways. He kills the bad guy.
Right.
Dumps him in the fucking river.
Yeah.
Harbor.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that little nod at the end, where he's like, I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm exactly who I need to be, and I'm exactly who you want me to be. I'm like, that has to be like a cheeky little response
100%.
from the writers, like, this is what you wanted. Like,
100%.
This is the Dexter you wanted. Like, this is who you wanted him to be. And so I felt a little snarky almost. I was like, okay.
It did. I mean, like you gotta like think about all the shit people gave them, and like I feel like it'd be like, it's petty, but at the same time, it's like, how can you not be a little snarky?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Come on. Like I still to this day, I applaud them for trying to do something very bold at the end of New Blood, even though it was rushed, which we've talked about 1,000 times. But like, I applaud them for that, and I was incredibly nervous at the prospect of them trying to undo that or write themselves out of that corner. But here we are at the very end. I don't think there was a bad episode in the bunch. I think they fucking knocked it out of the park. So
yeah, totally. I'm gonna try to hit some of these. I think season 2 should end with the big bad somehow revealing Dexter to the world, and 3 is him on the run. I totally agree. I think that's exactly
my only problem. I mean, I don't disagree, because I've always would love to see that story, obviously. But like, at the end of the day, if he's going to be on the run, he's still got to be able to do his thing. Like, if there's not an antagonist that he's trying to take out, and he's not killing bad guys while he's on the run, we want it. I don't want to see, like my biggest problem with season 8 of the original show is that there was almost none of that. Like, there was one honest to God kill room scene in season 8, and he fucking the kill happened off camera, and that was like, it didn't feel like fucking Dexter. It didn't feel appropriately final. Like, I feel like they should be pulling out all the stops and going big and crazy with that finale, and instead it just kind of felt like they pulled all their punches.
Right.
So if they're gonna do the thing with him on the run, he's still there needs to be a bad guy. He needs to be like evading the police, but also going after someone for a very specific reason. And he needs to be like, I gotta kill this guy before they catch me. Like, there needs to be some of that.
Right. Absolutely. Whoops. I think the big thing with this episode is that it is setting up the new status quo of the series. I think so too. Like I said, I think they played it very safe. But like you said earlier, Nick, this is a borderline reboot. It's like a refreshment of the series.
I mean, New Blood was never laying our foundation. When they made New Blood, they weren't intending to even do a second season. So like, it makes sense. They're going into this. They've been very upfront about the fact that they want to do this for years to come, and hopefully that's still the plan. But like, they couldn't tie up everything in this episode. They couldn't leave it on a cliffhanger, because you never know for sure if you're going to get a renewal. So they kind of had to find this middle ground, and the result is a episode that plays it fairly safe. So
overall, just general kind of wrapping up general thoughts, like what were like your big overall thoughts on the episode? Does it rank in like the top 3 of the season, do you think?
Probably not top 3 for me. I mean, I still gave it a 9 out of 10, and that actually went up half a point. I know it's done to like dig into that, but like, I was writing about it, and I was like, this doesn't sound like an 8.5. I actually feel like I'm talking about a 9 here. I know that's arbitrary, but I was like, so I bumped, at last second I bumped it up to a 9. So like, I mean, I think there's some really, really, really strong episodes, 4 and 9 in particular being huge. Episode 6 was an amazing episode. I even really liked the episodes prior to Leon Prater's introduction. Like, I think episodes 2 and 3 were great. In fact, this is going to sound crazy. especially considering I went to the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
I think the premiere is my least favorite episode of the season.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it totally is.
And I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Because especially, I think my favorite episode of New Blood is still. I mean, I think the first episode of New Blood is like one of my favorite episodes of the series ever.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
that episode was still my favorite episode, right up there with episode 9 of New Blood. But like, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the season premiere, but at the same time, I think they made so many strong episodes afterwards. It's kind of hard not to rank it towards the bottom of the list. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I loved this episode. I thought it was great as a finale. Obviously, it couldn't it's the problem with episode 9s being so good. Like there's so many series where the penultimate episode is kind of the one that steals the show.
I mean, I kind of think that's still the case here.
Oh yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is episode 9 completely stole the show, and then you go into the finale where it's like wrapping everything up, and it's like, yeah, we got the kill room scene and everything, but it wasn't as crazy as me on the edge of my seat screaming at the screen when Angel shows up at Praetor's. Like,
yeah.
It's really hard to live up to that. But I had a great time with this episode. I got all like, just kind of chilled out and like just ready to watch the finale. And I was almost kind of putting it off for as long as I could, because I was like, well, this is the end. Like, this is it for this season. And we don't have Original Sin in a few months. Like, it's just this until the next season of Resurrection.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was bittersweet, but I had a great time. I do have my nitpicks. I do.
Yeah, of course.
Like I had almost no nitpicks with the last episode, and I really did not want to have any nitpicks with this one. But I do. I have like 3 major things that I'm like, oh man, why'd you have to do it this way? But going on from that, so in Dexter: The Final Cut, the after show on YouTube, the guest was Kristen Ritter, and she pointed out, and then Dexter Daily reported on it, that Mia is possibly still active. When Dexter pulls her file, it says active on it, clearly active, and then the Canton Clubber right next to her is inactive. And so it's like dead. Yeah, and so it's like that was within like what, a week of each other, so he had time to,
update the files.
I
think they did Mia's death in such a way that like they could easily go either way. But I'm not necessarily buying into it, but they definitely, kind of the same way with Charlie, they pulled them off the board but left some wiggle room to bring them back. I think Charlie would obviously be a lot easier to bring back than Mia.
Yeah.
But I see what people are saying about the Mia thing, but like, I don't know. I'm still kind of convinced she's dead, but like if there's enough, I mean, clearly what we've seen is if there's enough fan demand, they're not taking anything off the table for sure.
Right.
Although I don't really know what you would do with her if you brought her back necessarily. I mean, I'm not a writer necessarily.
You would have her like expose Dexter. Like you would have her like.
What exactly does she? What would her motive to do that even be? All the people who would even tell her about Dexter are gone, and like I'm not even entirely sure she would put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She doesn't. She has no idea that he had anything to do with the fact that she got arrested. So
yeah.
But anything could happen.
Yeah. Nightwolf says the files for Gemini are marked still active too, so maybe he didn't have time to update them. Maybe he didn't.
You could go either way. That's the wiggle room. That's the wiggle room.
What if Gemini came back? That'd be crazy.
They're triplets.
Yeah, they're triplets. I'd be like, all right, I'm done.
Yep. That would be a hard pass on that one.
Yeah, I think it just didn't update. Okay, so then let's see, Scott Reynolds. So yeah, in the previous final cut, Scott Reynolds confirmed that Leon would have been worthy of Dexter's table even before he killed Batista. And I don't remember a whole lot of season 8, but I guess in season 8 there
I
was a
do.
similar guy that was convincing people to kill and stuff.
I don't. I don't think so.
Really?
I'm going through it. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any Leon Prater adjacent characters that ended up on the table. I mean, I'm sure there's been characters that didn't explicitly fit the code that he has killed.
Mm,
Hannah's father being one of them.
mm.
So like he is definitely strayed from the code. He killed the drug dealer that was he blamed that was Deb was sleeping with in the first episode of season 8.
Yeah. Jordan
Even though there was,
Chase. Nightwolf says Jordan
I
Chase.
guess Jordan Chase would be kind of similar.
Yeah.
But like there's a
Teddy
difference.
says it was in season 1. The therapist was in season 1.
Oh, yeah. That's a good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's an argument to be made there. I think the only difference being is, I mean, he's just kind of like Leon Prater's just kind of like reveling in hearing the details.
Yeah.
And in those other situations, Jordan Chase is like in the room while the rapes are happening and watching it and getting off on it. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
That obviously justifies putting him on the table.
Yeah.
And then the therapist is like literally telling people to kill themselves, and then they're doing it.
Yeah.
So like, but like, yeah, I could see the argument for Leon Prater being worthy of the table, but I do think it was smart to have him like finally
kill somebody. Yeah.
Too bad it had to be Batista.
Yeah. And speaking of Batista, Scott also confirmed why Angel attacked Dexter. He said he was straining against his bonds, and all of a sudden his bonds get released. He doesn't realize that Dexter had been the one specifically to release him. He thought that he had like gotten free from his bonds and just attacked the guy with the
Kool-Aid
knife.
manned it.
Yeah, right. I thought that because I hadn't really thought that deeply about it. I guess I hadn't thought about like, you know, what it would be like from his perspective. Like he's straining against his bonds, and all of a sudden he's free. He's not necessarily looking at Prater with the gun. He's looking at the guy with the knife above him. So I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then why would Charlie think that Prater doesn't have all her dirty secrets logged somewhere? This was a part of the episode where I was like, you're surprised that he has all this shit on file for you? Like, of course he does. It's Prater. Like, of course he's gonna have all sorts of like blackmail on you and stuff. I was just surprised that she was surprised, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, you know, maybe it was just part of their. I mean, we don't know. You'll never know the specifics of it, but like,
yeah,
maybe part of the agreement to help him in the first place is that you can't tail me. You can't do any of this. I'll do anything you ask. You just can't do this. And he said, "Okay, I won't." Then goes. Yeah. I mean, sure, it's a little ignorant on her part.
Yeah,
but or maybe it was just kind of like the final
straw.
Like, hearing it and like thinking there's probably, you know, leverage against you, and knowing are two different things. So
yeah,
she was looking for an excuse, especially after what went down in the vault. She was probably like, I will leave in a heartbeat if anything else happens, and this was all it took. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I thought it was funny how she was like, she told Prater basically like, I'm leaving. If you try to do anything to me, like I will tell everybody about you. And I was kind of like, yeah, but she's had this info on Prater for a long time. So she could have done that months ago. Like every time she's yeah.
The whole thing is quid pro quo.
Yeah. It's true.
She probably just didn't want to uproot her mother and risk, you know. So there's a certain amount of just leeway you got to give him here, because she was looking for a way out. She just didn't want to jeopardize her mother, and all the circumstances just kind of was like, that's it, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. Cody Leach, another YouTuber who covers Dexter stuff, he mentioned that the Bay Harbor Butcher blood slides being missing might be his undoing, much like his slide from season 6 and 7, which would be good. I keep waiting for his trophies to like really catch up with him, like really, like, and I mean, it has in the past, but I keep waiting for it to be like a big deal. And
I mean, it was kind of a big deal. It was like the whole driving force of season 7 was when LaGreca found his blood slide.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that was a impulsive decision, and it was kind of like, it kind of matches the energy he had when he was like picking up. He was like, I got to get out of here. And he's like picking up all the files on the floor, and Harry's like, just quit while you're ahead. And he's like, I want them.
I want them. That was such a good line.
That is Dexter. Like that is the thing. He's an anti-hero. He's a vigilante. He's a dad. We love him, obviously, but like, he is a fucking addict. Like that's why I love New Blood. Like he's like, I'm not leaving these behind. This is just a pre-made kill list. Of course I'm taking this. And he's always been, when it comes to like his ritual and his trophies, he's impulsive. He's still a psychopath. He's still got to like satisfy those parts of his ritual and stuff. So like, I'm not surprised at all that he took those trophies, but they very well could be his undoing, especially if he didn't take the little sign that was next to him,
the little placard.
If he left the placard, he's fucked.
Yeah,
because like Angel's dead. Wallace knows that she thought he was the butcher. There's a butcher placard in the room, but there's nothing to go with it. Although, well, I guess they do know his trophies. I was like, how many people out there even know his trophies or blood slides? But the FBI knows. So yeah, they could easily like put 2 and 2 together, and that's probably going to be a major component of the second season. Is Wallace sees what happened to Batista and is like, well, there's some shit not adding up here,
right?
So like, she's gonna be like a dog with a bone at this point.
People have wondered if Dexter is going to try to become a forensics guy in New York now that he's kind of cleared-ish. I'm like, I don't know. I think he'd be a little too much in the spotlight if he tried to do that.
I don't know. I don't know what he would do.
Yeah.
I mean, but I have a feeling that Harrison going to school and pursuing a career in law enforcement is going to somehow lead him to do something else. Maybe he's going to like go to work. He's going to become like a teacher's assistant or something at the school. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would, but like, there's going to be something.
Yeah. What if he became like a professor like, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the credentials. He certainly has the know-how to like teach a class teach blood spatter at the School of Criminology.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how you do that and somehow like pull the wool over Detective Wallace's eyes. Like at this point, she's gonna be suspicious, ultra suspicious of Dexter. So like, are you kidding me? You're applying for a job as a blood spatter instructor.
Yeah.
And I also suspect that you're guilty of serial murder.
I think
shit to figure out.
I think Dexter would think that he could get away with it. I think he's kind of got that little bit of ego about him where he's I'm fine. Yeah. But
the dude went into hiding and then dated the chief of police.
Yeah.
The ego on this guy is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you gotta just stay away, Dexter. Like, get out of the...
But like, that's we talk about him being an addict. He's addicted to killing, but like, he's also addicted to like the rush of...
Yeah.
Like, you think back to season 2 where the flashback of him like trying to feel alive and like jumping, like standing on the edge of that building or whatever, and his heart's beating out of his chest. He's constantly trying to chase the thrills to make him feel something.
Yeah.
So like putting himself in these like really unfortunate scenarios is just part of the thrill for him.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Last general thought here. I was really bummed that we didn't get the Aster's birthday theme in the finale, because I feel like that's always like a finale song, like for anybody that
save it for something.
I hope we get it. It's for anybody that doesn't know, it's like the dun dun da da dun dun dun.
They haven't used it at all
since. Dun dun dun.
Well, they used it in Original Sin.
Yeah, they did. Yep. Yeah. Yep. They used it in Original Sin when he was like putting the chairs back in the house. Yeah, I was kind of bummed that we didn't get him. Like, he's on the boat and everything. I'm like, give us the birthday party theme. But yeah, hopefully we get it. But yeah, those are some of my general thoughts. The name for this episode is "And Justice for All," and I mean, I guess I think there could have been a better name for this episode. I thought "And Justice for All" meant somebody was going to get arrested, and so I got to, I'm like, yeah, like,
I mean, it's
justice for all, but
it's speaking to this like recurring theme of the season of like Dexter realizing that like justice is like having this like sense of justice is like important to his family. His son has it, his dad had it, and maybe he actually has it more than he's willing to admit, or more than he has been willing to admit.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like, and justice for all of the Morgans. Like, he's like, maybe I am more noble than I give myself credit for.
Yeah.
Which I think is clever.
Yeah, it's a good character arc.
There's definitely always been episodes where I'm like, that's an interesting name choice. Wouldn't have been my first choice.
Sure.
But
yeah,
I think it worked more or less.
Yeah. Okay. So we start off with Prater kind of just
giddy?
telling Charlie, giddy, like he was like, that was unbelievable, I killed him. And Charlie's like, pretty fucking stupid, you killed a cop, I didn't sign up for this. And then she also says out loud that she doesn't mind killing the serial killers for him.
Which,
and
like, if these
like,
two ever meet up
Dexter
again,
does. Yeah,
they ever meet up again, they might have more in common than she realized.
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't get more of a team up moment from them. I thought that's kind of what everything was leading to.
I think they took all these disparate pieces of the season and like they have ideas for how they could be utilized if the show continues on.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to do all of that in one season just in case.
Yeah.
They can't deliver on it later. So like,
right. Charlie's
alive. She's out in the wind.
Yeah.
She knows Dexter's identity. That could come back.
Yeah. Do you think it does?
I mean, Uma Thurman has said she would love to come back and that she loves Charlie. And I'm sure Scott Reynolds and Clyde Phillips would be thrilled because they love Uma Thurman.
Right.
And I think Charlie is an incredible character.
Yeah.
I loved her.
She was good.
So yeah, I would welcome it. I'd be really curious to see what the dynamic is going forward. What their relationship is to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah. Definitely
do you think, because when we finally get to learn more about Charlie, I wasn't disappointed at all, but it did feel not shallow, but there just wasn't that that thing, like that thing where it's like, oh, this is kind of like a twist to her character. Yeah. she kind of was the character we all assumed she was. And so do you think she has enough depth as a character to be carried into the later seasons?
I think there is depth to be added to the
Yeah.
character. Maybe it's not something they had figured out for season 1, but I have no doubt that they could find ways to expand her backstory and
Yeah.
make her a more complex character for the sake of bringing her back into the fold. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Maybe she ends up needing help and she's like, "Well, I know
Yeah.
someone who might be able to help."
Oh, yeah,
I
that'd be
don't know. I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know
I
what
mean,
it would be.
I have a feeling Dexter's gonna be on the road pretty soon. And so maybe he'll come across her. Um so then we get multiple looks at Angel as a dead body this episode.
Sure
Um
do.
it happened like
Easiest day of work
multiple
he's ever
times.
had.
Yeah, exactly. And Dexter, he covers Angel. He says, "Rest in peace. You were a good cop and an even better man." And then we get the clapping, and
That's
literally,
his signature, apparently. His signature is entering the
yeah,
frame by clapping.
I didn't realize that. I've heard people talk about that the past couple days. But at the time, I'm like, who's clapping? I thought it was Harry. And I'm like, why is Harry clapping? And then it pans over to Brian. And we all thought that he was going to be there this season at some point. But I had kind of forgotten about him. I had kind of forgot, like, oh yeah, he might make an appearance. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, what a perfect cameo for the finale. And he basically tells Dexter, uh, like, you could have. I mean, the same thing he always says, right? He's like, you could have had a brother that understood
I mean,
you, but
he
instead,
plays a very specific role. I mean, Harry plays very. It's funny. Like Harry, Deb, and Brian all play very specific roles. Like Harry is like the guiding light in
yeah,
his life. Deb is like
support.
his uncertainty, maybe like his
Mm,
like she was constant, like she was like bipolar, just like back and forth of just like she hates me, she loves me, she's
yeah,
it was just kind of like this push and pull. She's kind of like
yeah,
right there in the middle.
yeah,
And Brian has always been at the complete opposite end of that spectrum, and he
yeah,
represents all of his guilt and doubts and like the doubt he has over the decisions he's made over the course of his entire life. So like whenever he starts to have a moment of doubt, like I suppose is when I guess whenever he has, as you know, he last time he appeared was season 6. So like I guess you could say whenever he has like a crisis of faith, not like a religious faith, I suppose, but just like
yeah,
a, a crisis of faith internally. Brian is the one who shows up and tries to like convince him to just give up, hit the code, give up everything that he's done up until that point. But what I loved about this particular cameo, and it's supposed to be, I feel to me, it's supposed to like kind of emphasize how far Dexter has come, because in season 6, he shows up and then he goes on a tear for an entire episode. And he kind of just gives into that darkness or whatever. Here, he almost immediately just like rebukes it. Like, nope. Uh, he's like, I feel the guilt that I'm feeling for Batista is legitimate. It's not fake. My dad is not a bad person. He's not the one leading me astray. It's you. And he just kind of he throws a chainsaw at him, which I thought was really ironic.
yeah.
Uh,
That was funny. I saw that.
and then poof, he's gone. It was just kind of like to show you like how strong he is now and how like confident he is in his own like after everything that's happened, he's like, I'm done doubting myself. I'm
Yeah,
not going to let that happen anymore.
right.
So he, as I love it whenever Brian shows up,
Yeah,
but this was a really smart use of him, and I understand why he was gone so quickly. But it would be cool. It would be cool if maybe they brought him back for like an extended period of time, like, and it wasn't in like a silly context like that Nebraska episode. I fucking
Yeah.
hate that episode.
Dude, I don't know why everybody hates the Nebraska episode. I like it.
I'll tell you what it is, man. It's like I don't know what they were smoking that day when they wrote that, but it's like someone in the writers' room was like, what do bad people do? They have promiscuous sex with people in gas stations. They shoot guns at billboards. It's like,
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is not the kind of shit that like Brian would be encouraging him to do. Like, you have a character who is built to like push him to like kill innocent people.
Yeah.
I mean, I applaud. I'm just saying it is my second least favorite episode of the entire series, so I am going off on a rant here.
No, go for it.
And it also like it's an episode that immediately follows episode 6 of that season, which I thought was incredible. Like, the moment where he drowns Nick in the water and then comes walking out and there's him clapping on the beach. I was like, it's fucking on. This is my favorite season of the show. Holy shit. I thought he was going to be with him for the second half of the season. And then they go on a field trip to Nebraska and then he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
So I'm always very bitter about it.
Sure.
And
that's fair.
But I think the way they brought him back, even though it was very brief here, I feel like there was a better understanding of the character and like the role he plays in Dexter's psyche here.
Yeah.
And I think it's because Clyde Phillips,
yeah,
I think just generally speaking, has a better grasp on the character than Scott Buck did.
Sure.
Sorry, Scott, if you're listening, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
really
think
like that's fair. And I think it worked really well because if you look at and maybe you've kind of touched on this, but the way in which he is dismissed is like all of this is in Dexter's head. So everything Brian is saying is Dexter saying this to himself, like, oh, maybe I didn't care about Batista. And then the way Dexter dismisses him is like, then why, or part of how he dismisses him is like, then why does this hurt so bad? And so it's almost like Dexter going back and forth in his own head. And it's just really smart.
I would love a future where they bring Brian back and you get Brian and Harry at the same time, like literal angel and devil on the shoulder. Like, I want to see those two like fucking arguing over shit. Like, I think that would be
so smart. Oh my god,
there'd be so much cool stuff to like come up with there. But
how have they not brought Rita back as a Force ghost? You know, like how
I don't know.
How is she not? She's said multiple times that she would love to come back.
I don't know. I feel like there's something else going on there that we're not privy to, so I don't know.
Yeah, could be. There could have been like a falling out of some kind.
I don't think she would even be saying that she wants to come back, though, if there was an actual falling out. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's very vocal about it. She's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's still to come.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is like Resurrection's thing. Like, they just periodically like weave in interesting like cameos and stuff. So maybe they're just saving her.
That would be sick. That would be cool.
Deb could still come back
Deb could still come back. I think I kind of like the idea that Resurrection was like her goodbye. Like I kind of like that like, or New Blood. Like that part of Dexter's brain died when that happened. Like I like the idea that like he was letting go of Deb. But it would also be cool to see her again. So who knows? I do like that Brian was like, his final words, by the way, were "fuck you." I'm just like, oh god, that's like, because you like, again, this is Dexter's own like inner monologue thing going on in his head, and so you know that he's ruminating on those final words. It's just it
and
hurts.
Then he follows it up with, "I'm glad I killed you when I had the chance," which is like
so good.
You think about like he's literally said, "I should have killed Trinity when I had the chance," and it's almost kind of like I made the right call with my brother. I didn't make the right call with Trinity, and it's kind of like he's like, I know what can happen if I hesitate. I'm not hesitating anymore. I did the right thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Okay, my wife loves Shrek. Loves Shrek. And I watched this episode alone first. I watched it the moment it aired.
And you're like, oh God, I'm going to hear it.
I was like, and I told her the next day, I was like, before we watch the episode, there's going to be a moment where you're going to lose your fucking mind and you're not going to see it coming. She lost her mind.
Oh, that's so good.
She was so happy. And I don't know if it's funnier that like it's Batista's ringtone, or is it specifically Quinn's ringtone on Batista's phone? Like, I don't really know the answer there, but either way, it's kind of funny. So
yeah, right. Yeah, either
way.
And
I loved Quinn's voicemail where he's like, I'm really just calling you because I can't take another fucking second of Masuka.
Yeah. It's like, you're saying this after like 30 years of working with the guy. Like, now you're tired of Masuka. But yeah, that was phenomenal. It kind of like, I liked it because I think I genuinely like that song, but I also think it's like a really funny meme.
Oh yeah, it's a bang.
And like when that came on, I did feel like it kind of ruined the drama for a moment. Like, and I mean, that's the point of it. Yeah.
That's like the special Dexter sauce. Like,
yeah,
like just cutting into like dark shit with like unexpectedly hilarious stuff it's great.
Yeah. Great. I did love Dexter's I miss them. Just like that moment of like him being like, oh, I do kind of miss them.
I shouldn't have left Miami. Fuck.
I know. What did I do? So that was great. He was just basically saying, he was like, you know, where, so he doesn't know what's going on with Angel. Like he's going to find out soon, but up until this point, he didn't know what Angel was doing at all.
I mean, he knew that after he talked to
Claudette,
he knew that he was there about something to do with the Bay Harbor Butcher, but like he has no idea Dexter's there.
I don't think he even knew about. Well, no, I guess he did.
He wasn't there when Dokes was. Anyway, he didn't come into the scene until season 3. So
yeah, but I was gonna say,
I don't. He's aware.
Okay, yeah, you're right. He is aware because Claudette specifically asked him, or she specifically told him, "I have Angel Batista here. He's looking into the Bay Harbor Butcher case." You're right. What was this about? I'm surprised they haven't done that.
Oh, he was talking about the Harry and Brian.
Oh, yeah. How has that not been done yet? Come on, guys. So then Dexter calls Harrison from Batista's phone. The last time Dexter did this, it was Logan, and I love that.
Both times he calls Harrison from like a place where he is trapped.
Yeah.
Or as some crazy shit's going down. Harrison is in bed with a lady, and that is impressive.
I know. Way too coincidental. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm turning on my fan.
Oh, I see. I have something to say about this scene. Teddy asks, okay, so guys, Gigi is a dead woman walking, right? And Teddy, I sure hope so.
Oh, wow.
Because we got way too much of an eyeful of Gigi in this episode. And the way, I mean, I just think, I think the way she answers the phone just irritated me so much, because I'm like, Harrison, there are a million girls out there that would love to date you. Can you pick one with a little bit of class? Can you pick one with a little bit of class? Because the girl he dated in Iron Lake, she was like this sweet girl next door, like very respectful. Like she had her teenage moments. But overall, she was like a sweet girl. And Gigi's like, Harrison's got his mouth full of me. And it's like, why would you say that to anybody? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't know.
Like,
I like her boldness. She's obviously very comfortable with herself.
It's fun.
It's fun, but I mean, they obviously introduced her with the intention of making her a more. I mean, she will most certainly be a recurring character in the second season. We don't know what her
I hope they
her
do more with
is
her.
Yet.
Yeah, I hope they do more
to.
with her. Yeah,
I think they're gonna have to. But yeah, she is definitely in danger. Like, of course.
Yeah.
They introduce characters in this show. At some point, they're going to be in danger.
Mm-hmm.
That is just
a
fact of life.
Why was Masuka never in danger? That's the one person where I'm like, dude, there was so many times where like they should have had Masuka like in danger and not even know it, and Dexter like M99 someone right behind him or something. Like even Quinn was like in danger. Like Masuka never had his own. Besides him having a daughter randomly, he never had his own story.
God, I fucking hated that. I fucking hated that plot line. Masuka is too.
You're crazy, Teddy.
Masuka is too much of a comic relief character to do anything serious with. I feel like
that's true. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right.
They tried. Right. I mean, they tried. Like that's why I think that's why they introduced the daughter.
Yeah,
that's why. I mean, like
it's just such a weird plot point. And like, why pick that for his serious moment?
It was a waste. It was a waste. I think they were like, we have to do something with Masuka before it's over. And I was like, do you really though? Do you really? Like, I don't think anybody really is missing that component. But if you try it and you fumble the ball, everybody's going to point it out, and
everyone's going to remember. Yeah, and everybody did. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, Harrison gets the gala job. He calls his buddy Lance and gets
throws him under the bus minutes later.
Dude, he threw him under the bus so hard, and I loved it. It was so good. It was.
I love all these moments where Harrison does something and Dexter's like, damn,
good job. Yeah,
that's impressive. Like, like I didn't even really teach him that. He's just naturally he's got skills.
Yeah. Well, something Dexter did teach him is, did you catch in this episode where he's like, pick the lock like I taught you in Iron Lake? And I'm like, did he teach Harrison to pick locks?
Okay, so
I love that.
He asked. Here's the thing. I don't know when he would have taught him to pick locks, but he asked Dexter if he would teach him how to do that. And he was like, yeah, sure. But that was at the very end. And I was like, when the fuck did he have the chance to teach him? I don't know. That's just kind of like
okay. Yeah.
Just, it's a hand wave thing. Like, don't think about it too much. It's going to break your brain.
Well, I kind of like, I like the idea of.
I mean, he already knew how to pick locks, kind of, when he arrived in Iron Lake. He was trying. Oh
yeah, because he got into Dexter's house, right?
No, he was trying. Or no, that. But he also got into the summer camp when they were all the teenagers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right. Okay.
But he ended up just using a screwdriver and like busting the door down because he
couldn't get okay.
But like Dexter made it look so easy, and then later on when he saw him, he was like, "You're gonna need to teach me how to do that." He was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah. My whole point is I love the idea of Dexter just sitting down for a night with Harrison or like going to their front door and just being like, hey, let's practice on this lock, and just like teaching him how to lockpick. I don't know why. I just love the absurdity, but also like the domestic idea of just like teaching your kid how to do something. It's just so cool. I love it. I love it so much.
For sure.
Okay, so
we're in spy game territory here. He's infiltrating the gala, which is fun.
He is infiltrating the gala, which we learn Prater hosts on the anniversary of his parents' death, which is really interesting.
Kind
of fucked up, yeah. And Dexter is guiding Harrison through the mansion. Now, I don't know about you. Have you ever worked a server job or anything like that?
I can't say that I have.
I highly doubt you would ever be allowed to just put your phone in your pocket and just like walk around like that. But there's a lot going on.
He did make a point to say that people this rich never notice the help.
Yeah.
So And that's true.
Right.
And honestly, it was really funny because like moments after he said that, he had this like really close encounter with Prater, and he's like holding the drinks out and like just turning his head away, and the dude doesn't even fucking. Also, I noticed I when I rewatched the episode, because one of my nitpicks has to do with the yacht, and that when Harrison, he has Dexter on the phone, and Harrison told him the drink thing for him, and Prater is talking to the police commissioner, and he's talking about the pier where he keeps his yacht.
Yeah.
So Dexter is just listening to him talk about where he keeps his yacht. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a very subtle.
Yeah,
that's where
cool.
he figured out. That's where he figured out where his yacht is. But also, like, that's a big yacht. Like, But look, I'm not going to nitpick. It's a contrivance. They really wanted the imagery of him on a boat, and they wanted to go big.
Right.
And they wanted, and also the name of the boat being The Getaway is a really
Getaway.
Yeah, really clever throwback to season 4.
I was about to say, did you know it's the last episode? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But like they wanted the imagery of the boat. They had an opportunity to go really big with it, so like they went for it. Whatever. I'm not gonna like. It's silly.
Yeah.
But I can't help but wonder. I was like,
does he know how to drive a yacht?
Does he know how to drive a yacht? Does he know how to? Does nobody?
Guard it?
Does nobody guard it? Does nobody notice a stranger
a giant yacht
out? I don't know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I think this was actually a really clever thing because they knew people were going to nitpick all over the place with taking place in New York City. Giving him the camera shy thing in the hoodie just basically makes it so he can wander anywhere and not be picked up on security cameras. I have a feeling for the rest of this series, he's going to wear it. That's going to be his new Henley or whatever those shirts are called.
Yeah.
So he's going to be wearing that fucking hoodie, and that's how he sneaks into places. Because
at the beginning of the season, at the very beginning of the season, all the YouTube videos out there were like, New York is full of cameras. Like, how is Harrison like just walking through the hotel after killing someone? But Dexter I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they do address it. They do. But New York having cameras everywhere, it makes so much sense for Dexter to wear the camera shy hoodie.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's so good.
I mean, that's just one of those things that's like, okay, they clearly thought about it and they're like, we got to do something. And I came up with that, and I was like, it's a contrivance. It's clever, but like people just want to see like these fun stories play out without being constantly worried about how is he doing this because of the cameras. And it's like, we do this, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
So
that's good.
I dig it.
I like that. So Dexter's guiding Harrison through the mansion. It's very it's like a Hitman level.
It is like a Hitman level, yeah.
And what's funny, this isn't my own thought. I heard somebody else say this, but Patrick Gibson, the guy that played Dexter, is playing the new James Bond in the video game, the video game James Bond from IO Interactive,
yeah.
And they are the makers of the Mafia games, and then this was like Harrison.
They're the makers of the
or not Mafia, sorry, Hitman, yeah.
Hitman.
They're the makers of the Hitman games, and then this is very much like a Hitman level that Harrison is doing here. I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting.
It's like a 6 degrees of Hitman.
Yeah.
Situation.
Right, like the Venn diagram is like extremely slim, but it's
extremely slim, but it's definitely there.
Yeah. Okay, so Harrison's making his way through. I just loved this. Was like probably the best scene in the episode. I think is him just kind of like going through and being guided, and then he goes to like the door and goes to open it. Goes to open it, and the security guy's like, what are you doing here? He's like, actually, I'm looking for you. And Dexter's like, great job. Like, that was fantastic.
Quick on his feet.
Yeah. Is amazing.
That's your favorite. That's your favorite scene, huh? I have another favorite scene in this episode. Well,
Okay. Yeah, we'll see as we talk about it. Maybe it's not my favorite scene, but it's like Harrison doing all of that was just like so good. I love seeing Harrison utilized for Dexter's story. Like we've seen Harrison utilized for his own story, but it's just cool to see him taking part in Dexter's,
without him doing anything explicitly
yeah,
like he's not following in his dad's footsteps. He's not killing anybody. He's capable of it, but he's like his dad. And this is another one of those things I was talking about, the parallels to the finale. Like every opportunity in this episode where he has to kind of like make the same mistake again and like try and like bring Harrison into his world, he doesn't. He's like, all right, you got to get out of here now.
Yeah,
and like that in and of itself is like night and day.
Yeah, I was a little bummed that Harrison wasn't there for the I mean, I guess he didn't have much against Prater. Like he didn't really he wasn't so invested.
Yeah, he didn't have any like personal investment there. I mean, I'm sure a day will come where he's like
I hope so.
In a kill room again.
I hope so. I want him to be so bad. Do you think he kills again next season? Do you think because like it was really, is it just me or was it really weird to get Harrison killing someone at the beginning of the season and then that just not having any, I mean, it had consequences, but it wasn't like he didn't do it again. Like it wasn't like a major like fallout, you know?
I mean, I think I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, he killed someone, and then the moment Dexter comes back into his life, he ceases to kill. From that point forward. In fact, Dexter's presence in his life going forward has kind of the opposite effect it did last time.
Yeah,
which I think is very intentional.
Yeah,
and Dexter's bending over backwards doing his thing to keep him clean, keep him safe, and I like that dynamic. I think that's a great way to redeem Dexter in the eyes of people like me who thought he was like kind of a monster in New Blood.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're right. I mean, I hope the circumstances ultimately put him back in a scenario in which he is
killing someone,
either killing or present for a kill or whatever that may be.
Yeah. Also, while we're on the subject, where the hell is Elsa? Or that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Dude,
where did she go?
He met Gigi, probably a much more age-appropriate girl to be dating, and thank God, because it was about to be real problematic.
Yeah, but then Elsa just disappeared. Like, he's not, like, babysitting the kid anymore. He's not, like... I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the story kind of got away when the story started moving, when things started getting intense and started moving at a much quicker pace. There was not really much room for her.
But I'm like, why have her there in the first place then?
I mean, she was there for a catalyst to the whole landlord situation, to like bring Dexter and Harrison together in a way where Dexter can do something for Harrison.
But
not kill.
Yeah.
You know, it was just kind of like...
Yeah, that's true.
But who's to say that she won't come back?
I hope she does. Like, because I liked her as a character. I liked her a hell of a lot more than Gigi. Not that I hate Gigi, but
he was not age appropriate. She was like 28 years old, and Harrison is maybe 17 at best.
That's true. Yeah, it was a little
borderline, little creepy.
Okay, so Harrison throws Lance under the bus, yada yada yada. Dexter taught Harrison to pick locks. So Harrison, this is such a good scene. Harrison gets up to the door and Charlie catches him. And she like pulls him into the room, gets him on his knees, points a gun at him. And what does Harrison say to Dexter? He's like, doesn't he just say, "I got caught by Charlie" or something?
He says, "What do I do, Dad?" or something along those lines. And then
Yeah.
he's like, put Charlie on the phone. It's like,
Yeah.
my dad
He's
wants
like
to
just
talk to
on the
you.
other side of the door.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was so good. Just put Charlie
Yeah.
on the phone. I was like,
Yeah. It's such a like parent response. Like
such a
put
parent power move is what that
yeah,
was.
yeah. Put put that on the phone. Oh, so good. So basically Dexter talks to her and tells her about the file, but she's not willing to let Dexter out. And I mean,
do you blame her? Do you blame her?
I don't blame her, but I wish that he had like talked to her a little bit more and been like, I don't have any shit with you. Like I kill like you've killed serial killers. Like I kill serial killers too. I don't kill innocent people. Just like putting I wish that he had like plainly stated that for her.
The only problem is, as of right now, she doesn't really have any reason to believe him when he says things like that.
Right.
Anything he says at that point could be construed as like, just say whatever you need to get out of the situation, and then she's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a survivalist, and she's like, I'm gonna let your son live.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you out. Right. And that should be good enough.
Yep.
Peace out. And then she leaves.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, then Dexter collects all the files. Harry's like, what are you doing? He's like, I want them. And I even said in my notes here, I'm like, he looks like an addict.
Because he fucking is.
He is, yeah. He takes his blood slides and a knife, but he needs the fingerprint. And I didn't realize why he needed the fingerprint.
You skipped the whole, like, figuring out the code situation. Like, that shit was intense.
Oh, dude, did I? Oh my God. Yes, that was amazing. That whole sequence was so good where he's like, I got it figured out. He's like, it's the anniversary of his parents' death. And then at the before the last number, Harrison's about to put in the last number, it would have fucked everything. Could you imagine if the alarm had gone off then?
Totally different finale.
And he ends up seeing the envelope with the correspondence, and that is also an 8-digit number. And so he's like, wait, go back. Harrison deletes everything. He gives him the new number, and then the phone dies. And Harrison's like, Dad, are you sure? Like trying to scream through the door, like, what do I do? And just being in the position of a 17, 18, whatever he is, year old boy, a teenager, and your dad's life is on the line, and like the possibility of you fucking up brings an alarm where you will have to run immediately, and your dad is just in there and he's gonna die or get arrested or whatever.
But he chooses to stay. He chooses, he makes the choice, and I think this was just a great, like, kind of like final, like, this is how far the relationship has come this season.
Yeah.
Harrison chooses to stay behind and risk his own personal safety to help his dad. And I loved it. And then they get the fucking door open and they hug, and I was like, oh my God, I was having flashbacks to episode 8 of New Blood where they fucking hug in the middle of, like, after Kurt tries to shoot him.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is so good. And then that's when he goes full addict and tries getting all the
right. And then he's like, but I need all this shit.
He finds the fucking thumbprint like embedded in Batista's neck. That's brutal.
Yeah, I know. They debased Batista's body so many times this episode where he needed to get into the phone, and so he had to like pull the sheet up and like get Batista's face, and he even says sorry, brother. And all of those moments. But with Harrison, there was a couple really, because this is kind of the last time that we see, or no, it's not the last time we see Harrison, but Harrison's about to leave. And before that, when Harrison's on the phone with him, Dexter tells him, like you're saying, he's like, you can go. He's like, you don't have to do this. You can leave. And Harrison's like, I'm not leaving you. And that moment when Harrison, because there's 2 times in the vault where Harrison is in there. Was it this time where Dexter's like, "I'm really glad you didn't shoot me"?
Oh yeah. It's actually, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
No.
this time or the.
I honestly don't remember. Maybe somebody in chat knows, but
yeah.
But this is maybe my favorite scene because it gave me fucking chills.
Okay.
Because he sends Harrison
away
out. He's like, you need to get out of here. Go down through the gala. Blah blah blah. Dexter goes out with the thumbprint, takes the private elevator, is leaving, and that's when we have the situation where Leon sees Harrison in the crowd and then confronts him with the gun.
This whole thing, he goes to the security guard and he's like, shut down all the cameras, give me your gun. And the security guard's got to be like, what the fuck? Like,
a billionaire who pays your fucking salary just told me to turn off the cameras and give him a gun. And like, some people just don't have any balls. So he does it.
Yeah,
gives him the
like
gun.
He's about to kill somebody. Like,
but there's only that is code for I'm about to kill someone.
Yeah,
but like he takes him hostage, and then on the way out, Dexter gets the phone call, and he's like, "Why don't you come back upstairs? Because I've got Harrison here in front of the vault."
Yeah,
and the fucking music that kicks in when he's like, it's the same music that played in episode 4. I think it's episode 4 where it's the song about like the beat, my heart beats like the beat of a drum or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just
and
like,
it goes ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
Oh,
I was like, I love this song. It's so good.
This scene gave me fucking chills. And he's like, he's in the elevator. He's fucking like putting his game face on.
He's
got
like,
the
let's go.
And he comes out of the elevator and Harry's there and he goes, get that fucker. I was like,
so good.
Favorite fucking moment. I almost wish he had just come around the corner and without even giving Prater a chance to do anything, just fucking took him out.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd been so good.
But he comes around the corner and then like the music's like cut.
Boom.
And I was like, God, like the energy and like the fucking momentum of that scene was so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then it just stops.
Yeah. Could you imagine if he had just like the music's pumping and Harry's like, get that fucker, and we just get a wide shot of Dexter coming around the corner and just kicking Prater in the face.
Just doing like a fucking 300 kick into the vault.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like he could have called his bluff. I don't think he would have pulled the trigger quite so quickly.
Yeah.
He's still a noob at this. He probably could have gotten away with just 300 kicking that dude into the vault. But but yeah, I think that scene was amazing. But then but they obviously couldn't do that. They had to have this like they had to have this moment of like, this is the real like kind of New Blood finale do-over moment, because he does the thing where he's like, shoot me, don't shoot him, and he's doing the same signal he gives Harrison and New Blood. I
gotta be honest, during this scene, like looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, okay, of course it played out the way that it played out. But at the time when I was watching the scene, I honestly was not sure if Harrison was about to die or not.
I had a moment too where I was like, they could do it. They could just kill him.
There was a moment.
But I think that would have been a mistake, because especially I think people were really coming around on Harrison this season. People who weren't already, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Were really coming around on the character, and I think they did a lot of good work doing that. And it would be a shame to do it. It would have been also just, I mean, not funny, because I would have been really mad, but could you imagine if he just like, he was like, shoot me instead, and then Prater just fucking shoots Dexter in the chest, and it's the fucking New Blood finale all over again? Wouldn't that?
It's just like him like laying on the ground, like
the ultimate troll. Oh my God, it would have been like, there's a certain amount of just like chef's kiss that would have been amazing. Just the
I would have died.
The middle fingers they could have given, but obviously, very happy.
Fuck all you guys.
Fuck all you guys. Yeah. And then we come to find out that like because Michael C. Hall likes to tell the story about how he was talking to Marcus Siega, and he was like, "What if I didn't die?" Like, then he's like, "Gotcha." That conversation was like, "What if we just brought him back and then did it again?" Like, it was just like a spiteful like, "Fuck you." It would have been so funny.
Oh my god, that would have been the ultimate troll.
Obviously glad that didn't happen. We get the moment that you turned me on to last time. I didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah.
Until we had the conversation last week. I didn't even think about him slipping him M99 instead of a condom. I went back and watched the scene and I was like, well, of course it's M99. How the fuck did I not see this the first time?
Yeah.
That was a clever misdirect.
Nick, I was so pissed during this scene.
Why?
Because I was right, but they fucking, before Harrison does it, they show the flashback of him getting M99. He's like, sorry I couldn't give you any protection. And then we get this flashback of him giving Harrison the M99. And I'm like, well, there's no twist now. I'm like, I know what you're about to do. And so then...
Yeah. They should have done that after.
They should have done it after. Yeah. And why did Prater had the gun on Harrison? It made no sense that he was like, because Dexter's like, kill me instead. This is the important part, is he's like, kill me instead. Prater says, no, I don't want to leave any witnesses. I'm just going to kill your son, make you watch, and then I'll kill you. And when Harrison pulls out the needle, for some reason that isn't explained at all, Prater turns the gun from Harrison to Dexter, and then Harrison hits him with the needle.
I have to go back and rewatch it. I think Dexter moved. I think he started to move towards him. I could be wrong. I'd have to go rewatch.
Yeah.
I think he sees that Harrison's about to make his move, so he starts to move forward, and that's when he's like, oh, fuck. And he turns the gun, and that gives him the chance he has.
I'll have to rewatch. You could be right.
Full of shit, but I think that's what I took from it, but I didn't really clock it.
Okay.
So maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. That diminishes my grievance significantly. If there's a reason that I missed for Prater to move the gun, but also
I mean, here's the thing.
If you guys know how to build tension, put the flashback after Harrison hits him with the needle. Because that would have been such a great moment where all of a sudden Prater's got a needle sticking out of his chest and everyone's like, where the fuck did that come from? And then we see the flashback. That would have been so much better. So that's my rant for tonight. But
I 100% agree. But I think if you really think about it, Prater says, I'm just going to kill your son and make you watch. At that point, what reason does Dexter not have to move? To
lunge.
Move?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I'd be willing to bet that if we go back and rewatch it, he makes a move. But anyways, so he takes him out with the M99, and then he tells Harrison, all right, you get the fuck out. He gives him the thumbprint. He says, I'm really glad you didn't kill me.
Yep. Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're having the moment. He's really glad he didn't kill him. I was like, I think we all are. This is really nice.
Although I will say this isn't a nitpick by any means. I think the scene was great, but I wish he had said, and you could argue this by saying it wouldn't necessarily mean anything, possibly, but I wish Dexter had said, I love you.
Yeah.
I wish there had been that concrete thing, like that, because that would have come full circle from the thing with Claudette where she's like, serial killers don't feel love, and Harrison's not really saying anything about it, and Dexter's like, just so you know, I may not feel love how other people do, but I care more about you than anybody else in the world. It would have been a great full circle moment for Dexter to be like, Harrison, I love you, and actually say the words. That would have been fantastic. But I did I'm really glad you didn't shoot me, and Harrison's just like, yeah, me too. It's just a great moment.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then in between, there's one moment in between, maybe not one, but there's a moment in between where Harrison leaves, and then it goes back down to the gala, and we get my other favorite scene. Fucking Claudette, this is boring. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
This.
Oh,
okay. Go ahead.
I love. You didn't like the scene. I loved the scene. It was So she's going to leave. She is such a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
Character, and she's almost out the door, and then you fucking hear the song
Yeah.
start to play.
Yeah.
And she literally does. And I've seen
Like a
people do
deer
this.
in...
Yeah, I've seen people do this in real life at like weddings and shit. Like I'll be talking
Yeah.
to them and then start
Yeah.
playing a song. It's like the truffle shuffle comes on at a wedding and like everybody stops what they're doing and they fucking beeline for the fucking dance floor. And I like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, she clearly fucking loves this song.
Yeah.
So she must know the dance.
Yeah.
And she goes out there and she does the dance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And this is cheesy. I love this scene. I was like, this. I love Claudette. At the end of the day, I fucking love Claudette.
Yeah.
So
here's I want to go on record saying I also loved this scene. I thought it was great. I think it was a way to humanize Claudette in her own weird way. She's quirky, and I think that I think this scene was great. My only nitpick is that I wish it had been accompanied by a prior scene or multiple scenes in this season of humanizing Claudette in other ways. Because we see her be this like very analytical, like focused person. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think either commit to the bit and like have her only be this thing, or
see, I kind of go the opposite way.
I feel like this scene could have punctuated a bunch of other scenes that like humanized her a little bit more.
I guess my only argument to that would be I think the scene worked as well as it did because the scenes that we got repeatedly throughout the episode were her listening to the song in a very emotionless way.
Right. That's true, yeah.
And she hadn't had her moment of like quirky personality.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this suddenly happens is like complete left field. And like caught everybody off guard. Like it caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Me too.
This is crazy. And it was in
I laughed out loud for sure.
It was in that moment that I was like, I think I'm in love with this woman. Like she's wow.
Yeah. I loved Oliva's reaction.
Yeah.
Dude, he was just like constantly stunned and like excited. Like he was so happy that this was happening. And he's like, all right, let's fucking go, dude. Like
her fucking analyst, her very like straight to the point. Like, are you just going to stand there and watch, or are you going to join
yeah.
I was like, oh, she's back to herself again. Like I was like, it's really it was cute. It was cute.
It was cute.
It also pretty much guarantees he's not the Ripper.
Yeah, right.
Which we know he's not.
Yeah.
But also, that's not necessarily true. We've seen fucking Dexter do Hammer Time. Like that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was a great. It was this really great payoff for a season of like. A lot of people probably like. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this woman because.
Yeah.
Where is her personality?
Yeah.
Here it is. And I like that about her.
Do you think there is potential for a Oliva romance with her?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
Like when she got out of the van and he was or out of the cab and he was
and he's like, damn. You're gorgeous. Yeah.
I think we all were like, damn.
Yeah.
And you know, I like Oliva a lot. He's kind of overshadowed by Claudette because she's such a weird character. But I like him.
Yeah.
And I really liked that kind of like humanizing moment he had where he was just like, he's her friend, he's her partner, but like, there also might be more to it. Like he also thinks she's genuinely like gorgeous and fun. Like he was like, oh my God, she can dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I'm here for it.
I think I would like Claudette a lot if they could just... my hope is in the next season they find ways to continue to humanize her a little bit.
I think that's inevitable. Inevitable.
I understand the idea of this person who is like super analytical and super like this is their one like focus thing, and I understand the people have been saying it's kind of like a perhaps like a autistic representation in the show. Yeah. And so that's cool. I just hope they can find more scenes to humanize her a bit and endear her a little bit
You
more.
know, if I had to kind of like just pick a direction to go with her at this point,
yeah,
I think I want to focus on her kind of obsession with the Ripper. I want to know more about why she's obsessed, and then I want her to realize maybe that, like, especially if she's going to continue to investigate Dexter as the Bay Harbor Butcher, I want there to be some conflict there. But she's like, Dexter is the one helping her along the way get the answers that she's looking for. So maybe she's humanized by suddenly she starts to realize there's some moral gray area here, and she's not like things aren't always black and white.
Yes, that would be a good character arc. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like imagine like if she does start a romance with Oliva, and then the Ripper ends up being a bad guy, and the Ripper ends up killing Oliva, and then Dexter's the one who gives her the justice that she's looking for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
that could be good.
Like her, like she walks in, like she finally tracks Dexter down, and he's got the Ripper on the fucking table, and she sees him, and she's got her gun drawn, and then she's like, do what you do, and just like turns around and leaves.
Yeah,
like that would be like, I want to see that. I want to see that kind of arc play out.
That would be
not
fantastic.
Exactly like that, but something to that degree.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I love that. Okay, so where are we in the episode?
Kill scene.
So yeah, so he gets M99, and we get Prater on the table.
The table. The Brian table, which everybody called the moment they saw Brian's table in the kill room.
Yeah.
He's gonna
yeah, for sure. That's where he's gonna die for sure. Like, of course. Yeah. So overall,
he never told Prater that the ice truck killer was his brother.
Oh, that would have been so great. Yes. Oh,
fuck. Sorry.
Oh, man.
We can't get everything.
Yeah, that is a super bummer. I was hoping that he would say that, and that that Gemini was twins. That's what I wanted Prater to know really bad.
Bitch, you don't know shit about.
Yeah. So overall, before we get into the specific details, or I guess while we get into the specific details, how would you rate this kill scene? Was it what were you feeling on it?
Okay, look, I'm gonna say something.
Be as controversial as you want, Nick.
This is not. I mean, it's not really that controversial, but I think season 1 of Dexter Resurrection, incredible. I think the kill room scenes were not the best. Yeah. I do think I think the best kill scene of the season was Lowell.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Yep.
And even the landlord, even though he didn't actually kill him.
Yes.
I think that was a really great scene where he was just the intensity and like he wants to intimidate him, and so it's just really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to Prater's kill scene because obviously Michael C. Hall across from Peter Dinklage was going to be incredible, and to a degree, I do think it was pretty damn good. But the affect was a little different. Also, I do find it a little strange that there was no plastic on the ground.
Yeah.
Although he did bundle him up like a fucking cocoon, and I think the implication is that if you bundle him up tight enough and stab him, like all the blood kind of like stays together. But he did dismember him.
Yeah.
I don't know where he did that without getting blood everywhere.
Yeah.
So
we did see him like wiping things up, but like that's a lot of blood to wipe up.
Yeah, yeah. But oh, sorry, hold on. Sorry, my wife just got home.
Hi.
Sorry, she's left the building. But yeah, I was just kind of like, how the fuck did he even dismember him like this? But whatever. He did the same thing to. Well, actually, he had plastic up in Red's room, but he did bundle him up like a freaking cocoon. It's a little bit different, and kind of like the affect of him sitting on the edge of the table, just kind of like talking to him very casually was kind of weird.
Great. Oh,
I mean, it was great, but it was.
I liked it a lot.
I mean, it left a lot of. I mean, I did like it. Here's the thing: I've watched the kill scene like 3 or 4 times now, and the first time I was a little disappointed. But the fourth time I watched it, I was like, okay, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Especially, we get the little this thing.
Yes, that was great.
That was great. Gonna go down in Dexter meme history.
Yep. That's the thumbnail of this
Yeah,
this live stream is Dexter going like that.
yeah, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But there were things that went unsaid. There was some, like, he said almost nothing about Batista, and I feel like,
Yeah. What was that about?
I know, I feel like he should have been like, you killed Batista, that's why you're fucking here right now.
Right.
And like, I was expecting a bit more rage to kind of
Yeah.
doing this. I'm doing this for Batista.
Yeah.
I could have let you live, but the fact that you did it, Batista sealed your fate. Like that kind of shit. That's what I was really expecting. But the actual like logistics of the scene, the dialogue was fun. The mannerisms were fun.
Yeah.
Also, really, really impressed that over the course of this season, unless I'm forgetting something, not a single joke was uttered about Peter Dinklage's height. I was
Yeah.
like, how progressive, you resisted the urge to make a joke at his expense.
I don't think I know Peter Dinklage is like really sensitive to that, and so I don't think he would have allowed it in the script.
That's probably true.
But it was funny. It was funny because Dexter usually has to make multiple trips with his bags to the ship.
This time. Somebody in our Discord said, they were like, the entire time I was watching this kill scene, I was like, is he gonna have to use fewer trash bags for Praetor? And then the next clip was like a GIF.
He had like 3.
Yeah, he was like, yep. I was like, that's kind of funny. But yeah, like, kind of, it was a little bit disappointing that like Praetor kind of devolved into like just this like oh, you're right, Teddy. There was kind of a quip. He said in episode 4, he said, "Not the man of the manner I was expecting," but he didn't really say that. It almost didn't feel, it could be talking about his height, but it also could. I mean, I guess you're right. Kind of the implication is that he wasn't expecting. Yeah, okay, that's fair. But it was also like it was classy in the way it was done. So like it could be this or it could be that.
Right.
Touche. But yeah, like in that moment, he just kind of devolved into this like I'm terrified for my life. I'll give you all the money in the world, which is like
that was the most
doing.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's some killers like Lowell that are very stoic on the table and they're like accepting of what's about to happen. And Praetor, he was so like cool and collected for the whole season. There should be a degree of like, oh my god, don't kill me, but also I didn't expect to get this like high pitched squealing, no, don't kill me, like I was like, unexpected. What? Yeah.
But the creme de la resistance of this scene was when Dexter goes to cut his cheek and he stops.
Yes.
And he says
that was great.
He's like, I'm not going in your blood box. And he's like, oh no, I'm killing you, but
yeah,
I keep trophies to remember, and I don't want to remember you. And which is like
for someone icing on the cake.
For someone whose whole thing is being a part of a killer's world and also being a collector of things, knowing that you are not only are you going to be killed, you're not going to be part of his collection. You don't even register. You're not even important enough to justify a spot in his box.
Yeah,
it's like the ultimate fucking slap in the face. And I was like, that was brutal. And
that was brutal. Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
That was amazing. And I love the actual, as morbid as this sounds, I loved the actual like kill because Peter Dinklage, like, I feel like a lot of the actors when they're on the table and they get stabbed, they don't really recognize the pain that they would be in during that moment.
They're just kind of like
and Peter Dinklage like had a very long like like,
and you can kind of see the life leave his eyes.
Yeah,
and his...
it was just good. It was good acting all around.
Yeah, they I think they definitely used Peter Dinklage well in that moment. And ultimately, like I said, even though I was disappointed at first, I was like, I think it's one of those. I think the whole episode is kind of like this. The more you watch that episode, I think the more you'll like it.
Yeah, and I think the acting between them was good, and I liked the, him saying, like, he's like, then I found you and I killed the real Red, and then I found you guys in your little club, and I felt so included and so like everyone was sharing. And Prater's like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. And you can see he's so earnest about it. And Dexter's like, they shared so gleefully. And like, I just love that moment where he does the
it's a perfect way of just kind of like exemplifying
Dexter's content.
How Dexter is different from all the killers in this group.
Yeah.
Is that like, I thought I was coming here to like feel included, but I ultimately just realized that like this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you managed to like disgust even me, and that's saying something.
Right.
And to Teddy's point in chat, he did say, and I do agree with this to a point. Like there is something kind of satisfying ultimately, like finding out that Prater in the end is just kind of a fucking coward, even though he like likes to carry himself like he's this big tough guy and he's confident, but like when he realizes that he's about to die, he's just like everybody else, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, when you're on the table, nothing on the exterior means anything. Nothing that you have or nothing that you've worked for really means much of anything.
Yeah.
And so that is a cool moment. But what else? What else did they say on the table? The other line I really liked was where he's like, I can give you wealth beyond your wildest imagination. And I love Dexter's just smirk, and he says, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's when he's like sitting on the edge of the table. He's like, I'm good. It's just so good. But I will agree that I expected, Dexter was very like calm and almost like trolling during this whole encounter, and I expected him to be more like
angry,
menacing. Yeah.
And
I
mean, he has that moment of menace where he does the never utter my son's name again.
Yeah, that was great.
Like I was wanting more of that.
Yeah, I want more of that. But I think the reason I liked him kind of sitting on the edge of the table and talking with Prater is, Teddy, exactly. Dexter, I'm good. I think the reason I liked him sitting on the table with Prater was I wanted Prater before he died, because he had gotten the backstory of all these other serial killers, and I wanted him to get the Bay Harbor Butcher backstory. And so Dexter sitting on the table and Prater being like, what, a killer with a conscience? And he's like, no, a code given to me by my father. Like, and doing the whole thing, like doing the whole, like, I have a code, like I kill serial killers, I don't kill innocent people. Like, all of that backstory was so good, because I'm like, yes, that's like, that's kind of what Prater wanted this whole time, and I'm glad. Like, I wish Prater didn't have to be on the table, but I'm glad that he finally got his like the thing that he would have wanted. Like, he would have wanted the Bay Harbor Butcher backstory.
I do really like that ultimately Prater, I was so indecisive for the longest time about whether Prater or not qualifies. And then to have him kind of like come into his own as a villain in the last 2 episodes was cool. It was I don't know, just really well constructed. The whole season, really well constructed.
Yeah.
Really clever a way of building up a villain. Really unexpected storylines.
Yeah.
Like, it set the bar pretty high as far as like I'm hoping when season two is filming, I'm looking at it again going, what the fuck is this?
I know.
Like I did with it.
That was the greatest thing about this season, is like, at the beginning, you and I were both on podcasts saying they've given us so much like behind the scenes photos, and I have no fucking idea what's about to happen.
Yeah. But it's cool in retrospect to like see all the pieces fit together. So I'm hoping that they can kind of live up to that. They've really set the bar high. So I don't know. I'm sad that the season is over. Oh, one last thing.
We got to talk about the final scene. We got to talk about the boat.
Well,
we got to talk
about as he's leaving, he does trigger the alarm intentionally so that the police rush in, and and that's where Claudette finds the identity of the Ripper,
or the Ripper
in the
yes.
file, and she sees the weapon on the wall that Dexter had so cleverly described to her. Which that in and of itself should be putting some pieces together. She sees Batista dead on the ground. That should also be putting some pieces together.
Right.
So, and she's probably gonna find the little stand for the Bay Harbor Butcher thing and realize that the Bay Harbor Butcher was probably here.
Yeah.
And he's probably Dexter.
And he's probably Dexter.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really interesting. So we need just like a little segment of time to talk about the Ripper, because this was my biggest complaint. All of my other complaints mean nothing in the face of the reveal of the Ripper.
I think this was really bold. Also, they had no way of knowing that people were going to be obsessing over the Ripper as much as they were.
I have to give them a little bit of grace, because they had no way of knowing that everybody would be going absolutely insane over the Ripper.
But that reveal also does feel a lot like they were like, we know people are going to be losing their mind over it. And at the end of the day, the identity doesn't matter as much as what it means for him to leave that for Claudette.
Maybe
but and also, go ahead.
I also think that it's like, it's not leaving any room for season 2. Like, in between now and season 2, she's gonna go find the Ripper. She's gonna arrest him. Like, she has his name. She has his whole file.
Well, first of all, I think the writers, even if that was originally the plan, the writers are going to be reacting and largely to like how people responded to season 1, and they're going to see the enthusiasm around the Ripper. So I feel like it's going to be more complicated than that.
I hope so. Also, I hope it's not his real name.
That identity could be an alias.
Yeah.
And there could be a lot more to it than that. But like, they also did leave it like, I do kind of like in the end, it and I said this quite a few times as we've had these conversations about like, at some point, if everything is connected and everything's a twist, you start to realize the twists start to have less value. So like, finding out that this wasn't Jonah, or this wasn't Oliva, or this wasn't somebody we already knew, just kind of like made it feel more real.
It makes it feel maybe more real, but it also feels like it's like this is a TV show. And so it's like,
there was already a lot of like contrivances. There's already a lot of that. Like the flow of this season has been such that like you can tell how carefully constructed. Like he finds Red, he takes Red out, he finds the invitation. Like it's very tightly controlled.
Yeah.
So you need to have these little elements of like surprise that are like, this is not as big a deal as you thought it was, or this is a character that isn't someone you've already met.
Yeah.
But they could literally still do anything with this character. All we've been given is a name that could be a fake name. It could be whatever.
Yeah.
But they're going to be reacting a lot to how people responded to this season when they write the second season.
Yeah. Hopefully they take some notes and find a way to make it interesting. And I don't know. I wish you could have seen my face when they showed that it was Don Frampt, because I was like, this is the most disappointing thing in all of Dexter.
Think of this. Season 4 literally opens telling you that Trinity, like that Arthur Mitchell is Trinity. Like that, like you in the opening moments of that first episode of season 4, they're like, hey, this is the bad guy. He's played by this character.
Right.
And like all of that mystery at the time felt like, oh, well, that kind of felt anticlimactic.
Right.
And the way they found to like weave in layers and surprises and stuff, that's what made the season amazing.
Yeah.
So like they could easily turn the Ripper into like a Trinity-esque like arch villain.
Yeah.
Like there's still so much they can do with this.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope.
Don't worry, Teddy. I think the Jonah ship has sailed.
Yeah.
There's no way Don Frampt is actually secretly Jonah Mitchell. It's just not happening.
I don't know. It could happen. I'm curious what Nightwolf is talking about. It also says stuff like farm on it. Is that in his file?
I don't know, but like he literally takes all these files with him. So like I would imagine like the crux of like going forward. Sorry, like
You're good.
The way Resurrection is structured, like, because in the first series he obviously was a blood spatter analyst, he had access to police records, his resources are large, like the main targets in the series going forward are probably going to be this, like, I have all these files, there's stories to tell in all of these files, and we haven't seen all of them, we just saw him like gather up a bunch of them, so like they could literally create anything they want, make it into a file. That's who he goes after.
So we do. So from there, kind of going into the end of the episode, unless there's another scene that I'm forgetting.
Nope. That's the end.
He goes to the boat, and we get him on the boat. He's throwing the bags overboard. One thing I did forget about is Batista, when he's being wheeled out, she takes his hat. And he puts his fedora on him. I'm like, that was...
Which tells me that she is starting to realize that she shouldn't have been so fucking hard on him.
Yeah, and I love the moment when she sees his face and just like that, oh, shit. Yeah. Like just that moment of... And I hope that humbles her a little bit, and I hope that it puts her in like a different mindset for the next season. And then also the other little moment that I really liked was when Oliva is like, hey, like, look, it's the weapon. And she sees like the crowbar type thing on the wall. And then when he hands her the file, I love, she like put her hand on his shoulder, like, oh my God, just like that moment, like you could really feel like how much that meant to her in that moment. And that was another like little humanizing kind of.
Also, it's worth noting that like police finding a file with Don Framp's name on it does not, from a questionable source at best, does not does not become admissible evidence. Like, she still has to like investigate and build her own case. She can't just like put everything on this file and be like, it says in the file he's the killer. Like, she's still got to do her own legwork.
Right.
This is more or less just pointing her in the right direction. So
Nightwolf Nim says other serial killer files say inactive or active. His says farm.
I don't know what that means.
Ooh.
No clue what that means.
That is weird. Okay.
But I feel like they wouldn't have done that if they didn't have an idea for what that means.
Right. Yeah. That is interesting. Thank you, Nightwolf. That is interesting. Teddy says maybe retired.
Maybe.
Huh. I don't know. Okay.
He's retired on a farm. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we get the boat scene, and this is amazing because Nick, we get noir music with a Dexter monologue over it.
The Statue of Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty. I fucking love anything that is like noir, like LA noir, like anything that is like private investigator, detective noir. Like, I love that shit. And so when we get this like jazzy noir music with Dexter's monologue over it, I'm like, Dexter monologues have been built for this. Like, this is the perfect background music. And so
it was a little bit of old, a little bit of new. It was like, it's why like I hope the series stays rooted in New York City, because I think there's still a lot to explore. Atmospherically, historically, there's just so much potential here.
It's so good. And
culturally.
And so we get him on the boat, and he's talking about feeling solitary, but he's learning to lean on others, like Blessing and his family. Blessing also, I mean, I assume he comes back for season 2, but my point stands. What the fuck were they doing with this character? But you're right. It might be a Masuka. It might just be like a character to be like just a good person.
I had that feeling about Masuka every season.
Yeah, I was just like
until the very end. I do think Blessing will play a bigger role and will ultimately kind of get closer to Dexter's secret. But like, you can't do everything. You can't just execute every idea in the first season. So like,
for sure.
They
Yeah, I
clearly
mean,
shot some stuff and then cut it.
yeah.
There's stuff in the trailer that we didn't see. So who knows?
Yeah,
Who
I
the fuck
hope
knows?
I hope we see him develop a little bit more. It seems like we will. It seems like he's going to be a recurring. Do you know if he was cast as a recurring character, a series regular?
I think he was a series regular, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But also, so was David Zayas.
Oh, interesting. What a clever way they got around that.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Harrison, who is at home with Gigi.
Happy.
He's probably got his mouth full. You know,
I think the big takeaway is that he's happy, which is a polar opposite of what he was at the end of New Blood.
Right? Yeah.
Like, they did it. He did it. He rekindled his relationship with the son against all fucking odds.
Right.
But at the same time, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, at the same time, I still feel like New Blood matters. I still feel like the ending of New Blood matters. None of this would be possible if they hadn't done what they did with New Blood. And I'm so thankful for that, because I was so worried that New Blood was going to feel like a big old nothing burger after they did this.
Yeah.
And that's no longer the case. So
yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. I gotta say, Nick, so during this monologue, were you a little perturbed or kind of annoyed, I guess, by Dexter's... The whole point of this monologue is, I've been a solitary creature and I've been living in the dark, but now I'm learning how to lean on others. Isn't this the same thing he says in every single finale? Where he's like, maybe Cody and Aster will teach me how to be like a better human being. And
I think what you're putting your finger on is not that he says those exact words in every season finale, but that is certainly the overarching theme of the show.
Yeah.
And in a way,
but it's like, are we retreading old ground?
Well,
like, I liked this scene. I liked it a lot, but are we retreading old ground?
I think this was primarily for the benefit of people who have never watched the show before. I think this was like, at the same time as this being a follow-up to the original series, this is, in a lot of cases, people's first introduction to experience.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling they just wanted to make sure that was perfectly clear to newbies.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
But like, it also is in comparison to the way he felt at the end of New Blood, right? Which is, I can't keep doing this. The only way forward is to free my son of my influence and sacrifice myself. And like, this is kind of as a juxtaposition, is like, fuck that. I can be myself. I can also have family. I can also have people that I care about. In fact, those people make me a better person.
Right.
They keep me from becoming like the people in that club.
Yeah.
Which
despite my son just being held at gunpoint.
Yeah. Despite that. But like,
what do you think?
We're partners now.
Yeah, we're partners now. Do you think that Harrison steps back a little bit after this, after being held at gunpoint?
No.
Yeah.
I think Harrison is, I mean, he made it very clear when he first came to Iron Lake that like, he's adept at taking care of himself. So like, I don't think this kind of shit phases him.
Yeah.
And I think he cares about his relationship with his dad enough to like risk it. As long as like, I think the struggle now is like, can Dexter continue to do what he does without changing, without impacting negatively the way his son sees him, which is like, that's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, Teddy's got a point. He's going to try, but plot demands it never happens. That's true. So Dexter's his final words are
of the season.
Of the season. Yeah, thank you. He's like, I used to wish for a life without the dark passenger, but who am I kidding? This is who I am, what I am. I'm Dexter Morgan, exactly who I need to be, exactly who you want me to be. And we were kind of talking about this earlier, where it's this fourth wall break.
Yeah. It's a clever nod to people who were. I mean, you had a good point. It's clever. It's a clever nod to people who were disappointed by the New Blood finale. It's like, this is who you want. This is who you wanted Dexter to be.
Right.
This is him again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I would argue he's kind of always been that character. He had a rough bout. Okay, he had a fucking rough bout. Let the man have a rough go at it for a while, man. He went 10 years thinking that holding himself responsible for his beloved sister's death, only to have his whole world turned upside down. He wasn't having a good time. I want to know what you're doing. That sounds wrong.
My dog's trying to get under the plastic. Okay. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't like suffocate on the plastic or something.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah. I think overall it was good, and yep. I liked. Matter of fact, there was a part of me that was like, going into this episode, I was like, please don't leave us on too bad of a cliffhanger. Like, please don't let it be like, and next time on Dexter. Like, don't leave it to be this like
they played it safe. They played it very safe.
They played it very safe. They played it possibly a little too safe, but in the end, I'm glad this ended like a season 5 Dexter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm glad that this ended like Dexter kind of happy having just killed somebody, taken out the big bad. Harrison's happy with Gigi, and Claudette's happy because she got her file. I just hope they can follow up on it and bring us some big twists and maybe play it not so safe next time. The thing that I hear a lot of people say that I echo is, I wish that before Prater died, he had done something like contact the Ripper and be like, the Bay Harbor Butcher is back in business, come take him out or something. And then he dies and he's set like a bunch of events in motion. Yeah. I wish we had gotten something like that, but Yeah.
But they had to kind of, until they get the green light, they kind of had to play it safe. But you also got to remember, like, I felt the same way after season 4 of the show. Like, the bar is incredibly high. Not every season they're going to have to try new things. And some of those things may not be as immediately appealing as like what they did this season, like the whole like murder club thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they'll find something equally as compelling, but like, the bar is incredibly high.
Yeah, but where do they go next, right? Like,
but I don't think that's not going to stop them from finding a cool story to tell. So
yeah. Teddy says, here is my theory. This was the proof of concept finale. Season 2 is going to be the big stat. If they can get renewed, if they can get an official renewal, I think then they'll be like, okay, we're back in business and we can take some risks.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Yeah. They made a finale that, if this was, if this happened to end up being the end, it's something I could live with.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't want it to be, and I don't think they want it to be, but like, let's not risk because Dexter had an ending.
Yeah.
And if they bring him back, they undo that ending, and then the show gets canceled after one season on a cliffhanger.
Right.
What the fuck?
What do you do?
At that point, as a fan, I would just be like, well, Resurrection was fucking fan fiction.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't be headcanon anymore for me. I'd be like, it ended with New Blood.
Yeah. But the way they ended it here, you'd be okay with it ending here.
Yeah.
If it had to.
I would be content. I would not be happy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, same, honestly. Okay, Teddy wants us to address his dream opening for season 2, and then we'll wrap up. He says, my dream opening for season 2, shot of a house, Dexter knocks, it's Al. Dexter just goes, hey, buddy, I was just in town and wanted to visit.
Yeah, no, I had that. I didn't like go into as much detail as that, but like in my head, I was like a really cool season 2 opener would be him like paying Al a visit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think Al is going to be like a big bad or anything, but it'd be a cool way to kind of like tie the 2 seasons together.
Yeah.
Bring back
I mean,
that
you'd
character.
have to kill him immediately, right? Like,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's undeniable that they'll bring him back and we'll get a kill room for him.
Yeah.
But like, it's not going to ultimately be that important. But like, we want to see it.
Come on. Yeah, I think I mean,
that could literally be the thing that kind of introduces us to the concept of like, okay, Dexter is now literally going through that stack of files,
right,
and just taking bitches out, and like he goes to
Yeah.
Al, and like that's
Yeah.
just like this is how he does things now.
Yeah, Nightwolf says, I hope we get a little more of Al than one episode. I don't necessarily need him to be the big bad, but it'd be cool because his character is so similar to Trinity, where he's got a family and he's got like a day job.
Yeah.
And it's like, it'd be interesting to see him be more of a contender. Like, you know what I mean? Like that'd be cool.
Yep.
But yeah, seeing Al, the reaction from Al seeing this fucking guy just coming back, he'd be like, "How did you find me?"
I got your file.
But he can't say any of it, right? He can't like say, like, "How did you find me?" Because his family's probably there. Yeah, that'd be a really interesting back and forth. And I want a dinner scene. Yeah, the Thanksgiving scene. Oh my god! But I want to see.
I want a full on like Modern Families. Like,
yes.
like
oh, that'd be so funny.
Just
oh my god!
Like make it pure comedy, but like also like it's leading to a dark place. Like
right. Do you think that Al's wife wears a ponytail?
I doubt. I mean,
or maybe he doesn't let her. Like,
Mia suggested that his mother.
Yeah, his mother wore a ponytail.
I would be shocked if he lets his wife do it. Then.
Yeah. Right.
The temptation would be too great.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So final thoughts before we go here. I know we both probably got to pee and we both want to get out of here.
So bad. So
bad. But general theories for next season. Like where do you think this is going?
Claudette and the Ripper, I think, is kind of the central.
Do you think he's
conflict?
Do you think he dies in season 2, or is he like Endgame?
He could be Endgame. I would love to see them do something like Endgame, but like it
also
would still be.
I would love to see a killer get away. You know, like Al did obviously, but like be on the table and get away.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I would love it if he was the Endgame bad guy for this whole series. But still, even if it was just season 2, it would still be a cool carryover to like get all these like hints and clues and fun figuring it out, and then to see it come to fruition in the next season would maybe not be as satisfying, but it'd be really cool. It's something they've never really done before.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Nightwolf says Quinn's gotta come.
Here's the thing. I think Quinn will definitely be part of it. But I also think the dynamic is not going to be the same as Batista, because he's not
going to know.
Well, I mean, he's going to find out Batista's dead.
Yeah, but he's not going to know.
I mean, I think it's going to be antagonistic at first, because he's going to think Dexter's responsible for Batista's death, and then maybe he realizes that he's not responsible for his death, and he's always been kind of a morally gray character and willing to kind of look the other way in a lot of cases. He did very obviously do that in season 5.
Yeah.
So I could see him maybe kind of like being like, you killed the guy who took out Batista, and he's like, fuck yeah, I did. And he's like,
yeah,
cool. And then maybe he ends up like, I don't know, helping Dexter, like avoid Claudette or something. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. There's so many different ways they could do this. I just hope it subverts expectation, because that's what the season did really, really well for the most part. And I think that's the recipe for success.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I hope we see Jamie, like Angel's what was she, his niece?
Oh, his sister, Jamie?
Sister? Yeah, sister. And then, dude, if we don't fucking see Cody and Aster by the end of the series,
says this. What
I'm gonna
exactly
be
are they gonna
so
do?
pissed. We have to see them, right?
Not necessarily. Look, the only way I think they even become relevant again is if Dexter's identity as the Bay Harbor Butcher goes public.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, they have no business being anywhere near the story at this point.
They don't have any business seeing Dexter? Basically father?
Well, yeah, but in what scenario would they even find out he's still alive unless they see on the news that this man has been identified as the Bay Harbor Butcher who's still alive and well? And then that starts making them realize, oh my God, maybe he had something to do with our mother's death. Oh my God. I
don't know, maybe
I don't want
Harrison
them to bring
looks them up. I don't know.
I don't want characters to be brought back just so we can see them with our eyes. I want them to come back because they're important to the story.
Yeah, Nightwolf says for Harrison.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't know how that would play out, but there's part of me that is floored that they did not show up yet in New Blood or this season.
All I can tell you is, and I said this last week, they were at the premiere of New Blood.
Right.
The actors.
Yeah. 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 Harrison needs to know, and they need to know about him. Niall says we need a memorial scene for Angel. I agree. I think that's how season 2 opens up, is a memorial scene for Angel. I think there's a funeral.
Possible.
I think Quinn will be out for justice for Batista instead of worrying over the Bay Harbor Butcher stuff. I would agree, probably. Bryan Cranston as the... People have said this. I think Bryan Cranston would be a great Ripper. That'd be fantastic. I mean,
of course, because Bryan Cranston is good at everything he does.
Yeah.
I'm in pain here. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
Let's get out of here. Okay, we gotta pee, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And yeah, at least a mention would be... Somebody talk about Aster and Cody. Just somebody mention them in the series. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I've been watching the view count, and again, we've had 8 to 10 people watching at a time. So you guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. This is the end. This is it. I mean, until next season. And I'm so upset, but I am so excited for what's to come from Resurrection and just more Dexter in general. So, I will find ways to get Nick back on the podcast in the meantime somehow. Maybe I'll get him to finally watch Yellow Jackets. But anyways,
I'm on
guys.
season 3.
Are you? Okay. Okay, cool. Nice.
I'm watching it with my wife, and we watch things very sporadically. Our viewing stuff is not very synced.
Okay. Nice. All right, guys. Well, Nick's links are down in the description. Dexter Daily, 4-player podcast. Go check those out. The link is down in the description for the original Sin. Not survey. Petition. Thank you. I'm trying to do this so fast. Our links are down there for Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and SpeakPipe, where you can leave us a voice memo. But until next time, tonight's the night. Thank you all for being here, and we will see you next time on the Fantasy Files podcast. Bye.